Now going over to the culture part of the podcast, you have a school trying to force a student to remove the American flag from his truck. Why am I not surprised? And of course, it is 2024, and the Marxists continue to increase in popularity, and the Patriots continue to decrease in popularity. Though, thankfully, there's some pushback. This student actually had a spine, which is exceedingly rare in the United States. It's actually somewhat relieving to see someone with a modicum of, grit, so to say. And this was apparently first reported by End Wokeness on X Twitter. They noted, he said no, or specifically he said, quote, "This is 17-year-old Cameron Blasek. He was told by East Central High School to remove the American flag from his truck. He held the line and did not comply. The next day, students flooded the parking lot with cars and American flags. The school caved after the incident was publicized by Lives of TikTok on last Friday," unquote. And again, this got 7.1 million views and 83,000 likes. Though, in full transparency, I did like the video as well. Now, something about a minute long. We'll play the first section really quick here.
Wherever 17-year-old Cameron Blasek goes, so does Old Glory.
The flag itself represents this.
Not to have a tear come to my eye because of the beauty of the American flag on a truck, but it also appears that it might have 3 pedals, manual transmission. Such a beauty. Every truck obviously should have that by default. In the United States, though, there's only one truck left that you can buy new with a manual transmission. And truth be told, it is the Toyota Tacoma, which is a great vehicle, though, again, it's a light-duty truck, so the applications are more limited than the larger ones.
Country, this beautiful country that we live in.
He fastened the flag to his truck this summer.
It's very strongly secured in there. I mean, you can't pull that out if you tried.
It abides by the U.S. flag code.
So I got pulled aside by my counselor and vice principal, and they told me, hey, you got to remove the flag off the back of your truck. And I kind of looked at him. I said, no. I said, it's not going to happen. I said, I can't.
Cameron?
Who are these mentally vacuous people teaching in public schools? The principal says, oh yeah, you can't have a flag on your truck. The American flag. Last time I checked, this is still the United States. Really? It's unfathomable that the teachers' unions always demand more and more of a raise every year, and yet we keep seeing the tech scores go down, and the cultural, most cultures in the public classroom are unpalatable to say the least, and horrifying, many would also argue.
Cameron held the line.
Read through East Central's 2023-2024 handbook, and the word flag wasn't even mentioned in the parking lot or driving section. The only section it's mentioned in is the flag twirling section.
Oi.
The next day at school, others showed up with flags of their own.
There was a huge support group there that believed and stood for the same thing that I did, and I was kind of shocked by that.
That's when the principal sent a letter to parents Friday to, quote, address recent concerns and confusions, writing, "I am pleased to inform you that we are allowing the display of the U.S. flag by students in the parking lot." Principal Black clarified to
Let's see what they clarify with.
WCPO in an email that there has never been a complaint about the U.S. flag. One literally hangs above the parking lot, and that school administrators decided Friday they would, quote, prohibit other flags if they were determined to be offensive.
So then why would that mentally vacuous, was it the teacher and the principal, say to the student, oh yeah, you can't have that on your truck?
A social media post about all this went viral.
I was pretty surprised by it that it got so many views, and pretty much that it got the attention it did.
There are veterans in this family, and Cameron himself is considering serving.
Yeah, I'm pretty proud of him. He stood his ground and stood up for what he believed in.
The American flag has been politicized in recent years. One poll shows 83% of Republicans have a very positive view of the American flag. That number drops to 49% for Democrats.
I think everybody gets offended over something that doesn't mean what everybody says it does. This flag represents our country and the people who died for it and fought for it, and I respect that with my whole heart.
Old Glory, sparking new debate.
And it's one of those fascinating things where we forget the name of the specific study, and part of me just has to pause this video for a New York minute or a fraction of a second to just confirm and see that third pedal in the wheel well, or whatever you call the little floorboard area. It is beautiful, to say the least. But it's also this fascinating. You see this with multiple studies where when Republicans, when they lose an election, they still love the United States. But when Democrats, when they lose an election, the percentage of them who approve of the United States drops dramatically. So it's very fascinating to see that consistently hold throughout the years. Now, I suspect everyone will be giving this person accolades and approvals, and most comments will be raving and supportive. Perhaps there'll be a couple of contrarians. Truth be told, I follow a couple of them on social media just to spice things up a little bit, have a little bit of an echo chamber. But Let's dive in and see. One of the first comments comes from Paul Zazupa saying, quote, "Imagine being told you can't have an American flag on your vehicle. So ridiculous. Whoever said that at East Central High School in Indiana needs to be fired. This is un-American and not what faculty at school should be paid to do." Unquote, getting 5.4 thousand likes. Yeah, even more disgusting. If you're in Indiana, your taxpayers are paying for that teacher and was it the principal who said you can't fly an American flag? Disgusting. Let's see here. Waco Clips says stand your ground. And there's a picture of it says, "If this flag offends you, I'll help you pack," unquote. And it's a picture of American flag getting 7.7 thousand likes. Let's see. MCR TV, oh no, that's an advertisement. Let's see. Brando is saying, "We're so back," and this picture of the guy looking at the American flag while he's ignoring the trans pride flag to his right. It's a cliche picture of the man looking at the girl while his girlfriend is jealous. That got 3.8 thousand likes. Joshua Walker says, quote, "They're being raised by the right parents. You've got to stand for something or you'll fall for anything," unquote. Aaron Tipton getting 2.8 thousand likes. Mike Sabrilla says, quote, "What an American patriot," unquote, getting 1.4 thousand likes. Man of Myth says, quote, "There's a surge of patriotism in younger generations," unquote, getting 1.8 thousand likes. Let's see here. Matthew J. Show says, "Why do schools hate America?" unquote, getting 521 likes. Chris says, quote, "What I find disappointing is that it happened in Indiana, and I fled Connecticut to try to find a safe place from wokeness in Indiana, but the agenda seems to follow no matter where anyone goes," unquote, getting 245 likes. And I would also argue, well, I don't think it's a coincidence that most of the teachers unions all have the same ideologies. Let's see here. The Blue Cat, no seriously, which A+ for marketing, their profile picture is in fact of a blue cat. Though I don't think cats can type. They certainly can do random words on a keyboard, so we'll just say this alleged blue cat says, quote, "Anyone that asks for the flag to be removed should be placed on leave until further investigation and also entered into a registry so people can recognize those that work against the interests of the American people." Unquote, getting 604 likes. So overwhelming positive responses, and yes, it is fascinating to see if you look at the studies in terms of generational ideology, there is a little bit of a resurgence in patriotism in the younger generation. A lot of them are being called, as the youth might say, based. And I suspect perhaps we will see a great turnaround and there actually is some patriotism increase in the United States, which we are desperately need since it's become so vacuous. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in today. Again, we're trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, leave me a thumbs up, a thumbs down, or comment. It was a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how to make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.